Hello and welcome to another video. You join me back in Angling Direct, and today's video is all about sticking to your budget, and for those who are mainly beginners trying to get into carp fishing. Now this is, if I was to start again, this is what I would sort of pick and this is what I would go for. Before we start, good mention to stuff like this. These are all-in-one rigs. Inside there is everything you need to just tie onto your line, cast out and start fishing. All you need is your hook bait, a lead and your rod and line. Some of these rigs have reusable kits, such as the spinner rigs have reusable boom sections and you just swap the hook out. These have a lot of place in angling, and especially if you're on a budget, £7 for a rig or 10 quid for 2 rigs in a set, such as solid bag rigs, this is what I would go for. For those of you that want a tackle box or you want to tie your own rigs, stuff like this is perfect for you. Everything in here is fully set up. That is what it means by loaded. Everything from the hooks, the dazzlers, the Hooklinks, everything to go fishing is in there. And simply by looking on the back, you can see if there's anything that you need separately, say you want some leadless leader or lead core, or if you wanted some extra hooks, you can add that separately. For those who are beginning to fish, these are the main styles of Hooklink. You have a braided Hooklink and you have a fluorocarbon Hooklink. You can also use 18-pound main line, just as hair rigs, just to practice tying on, or if you wanted to practice D-rigs. Using normal mono is perfect for that. But these fluorocarbons, I prefer the soft one here because this is perfect for my personal D-rigs, but there is stiffer, stuff like memory, which can be used as chod Hooklinks. Make sure you're using a hook with an outturned eye, making sure your hook is perfectly presented. Now these for me is also just as important. Now for me, braid, I'll use something like the Ammo, which is uncoated, really heavy abrasion resistant and thick enough to be used for hair rigs inside solid bags, but be supple enough to be able to fold down neatly. Again, slip D's, hair rigs, anything that you want to tie with this, it is so versatile. I'm sure you can use it in your angling. Coated Hooklinks can be just as good, but for me, I just prefer uncoated, but I'm sure, have a go with it, you may pick a favourite. Here is 2 different types of leader materials. One's called lead core and the other one's called core free, which is a leadless leader. And this is tubing, so when you're on places where there's a lead core ban, this is something that can be spliced. You don't want to knot it because obviously you want the lead to be able to eject and the fish to be unharmed. Now, for those places who have got bands, tubing is perfect. The idea is that the last few feet of your line can be pinned to the bottom. In here you get 4 meters. You don't need to use all 4. You only need to use a couple of feet, and obviously that'll lay perfectly on the bottom, super supple and out of the way of the fish. Here is a few different types of hooks that I personally use. My favourite is the horseshoe. It's barbless and you can use it most places. It's a super hard wearing hook and you can catch quite a few fish on it before you need to sharpen it, or you can use a touch me up tool. If you're using stiffer hook links for D-rigs, chods and stiff hinges, you're going to want to use an outturned eye. This is one that I use, the Reedsmere outturned chod hook, surrender chod. This is what I use, and I'm sure you'll be able to use it in your angling. Now for those venues that I want to just say catch the one fish and make sure I land it, that's where these super fine needle hooks. Now for you that are maybe beginning to start fishing or on a budget, these are usually a bit more expensive and I would more lean down the normal route of normal packet hooks. But if you go somewhere like Monument where you're paying for 36 hours, a fair bit of money, and you're trying to catch that one fish, those are the hooks that I would be using. Now for those of you that are trying to fill out your tackle box and to add to those rigs, stuff like this, you've got leg clips, you've got running rigs, anti-tangle sleeves, swivels, dazzlers, kickers, there's loads of things out there to confuse yourself with. Personally, I pick a long legs dazzler and the intern dazzler for my spinner rigs and my hair rigs, and these I simply stick to the longer anti-tangle sleeves, a quick chain swivel, a ring swivel, leg clips and the running rigs, because I tend to use running rigs a lot in my fishing, but this is something you can get confused on. Stick to the basics and you won't go far wrong. Another top tip for those of you that want a quick pop-up presentation, I personally use these Tweakers kickback links with the Ronnie boys and their chods away. Everything is ready set up. You just put the swivel straight on the end of the booms, hook bait on, and away you go. Now, one thing a lot of people don't really think of is your scissors. It's super important to have a dedicated pair of scissors that can cut braid and line. You don't want to be using your teeth, and sometimes kitchen scissors aren't the best and aren't up for the job. These are perfect, these are what I use, and these are the go-to. If you're enjoying the videos, let me know in the comments below and make sure you subscribe. Thank you.